Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
And then it said the broadcast video is live. This is a new broadcast. Well, obviously it's a new broadcast. I mean a new Hangouts on air through Google+. That's how I'm broadcasting it right now, just using my regular old web camera on the laptop, even though it's like nasty quality. Way to go, Apple! Amazing product. Actually, Google kind of makes it less quality when it's pushing it out over the airwaves. I wanted to test the, not just the wine, the broadcast juice. I got an email from Google a few minutes ago that says, welcome to the new and improved Hangouts on Air. New interface, and indeed, this is a new interface that I was looking at. Live broadcasting on Google Plus and YouTube simultaneously. So your viewers can watch your Hangout live on your Google Plus profile or page and on your YouTube channel. So right now, people who have circled me on Google Plus can see that I'm hanging out. Certain people who are in my circles can join me, and if everything says as everything says, I should be able to broadcast this live on my YouTube page. That's what it said, right? Your viewers can watch your Hangout live on your Google Plus profile or page and on your YouTube channel. So I'm pulling open the YouTube channel, but I don't really see where I see an ad playing, but I don't see where this is actually brought. Oh, there we go. 6 minutes ago. I don't think it's been 6 minutes. Maybe that's when I started the Hangout 6 minutes ago. Yeah! The stream is not active. However, you're the owner. You're able to preview it before broadcasting. But it should be broadcasting. I don't know why it isn't broadcasting. Sorry, Rick. I'm testing.
What a Hangout.
Well, it said I got an email from Google that says your viewers can watch your Hangout live on your Google Plus profile or page and on your YouTube channel. And so I looked in my YouTube channel and I see the page for it, but even though I'm broadcasting here, it doesn't show me broadcasting there for some reason. It says, notice the stream is not active. However, you're the owner. You're able to preview it. So I wonder... One person liked it, though. That's weird. Someone sees it because it says Happy Tree Friends Fan 1 minute ago. So
this should just be on your channel?
This is a bit odd. Yeah, it doesn't show up on my channel page because we kind of have something playing. We have the latest TLDR playing. But if you go to my feed page, my feed, it shows at the top, Lego Superheroes. And the reason why is because I got 3 new sets tonight. I didn't realize these were out so soon. I thought they were coming out in May, but part of the superhero series, Captain America's Avenging Cycle, with the Captain America minifig, as well as a couple of others.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Magneto minifig, Deadpool, and Wolverine minifigs in Wolverine's Chopper Showdown. Get to the chopper!
So are those out now?
What's that?
Or did you get a pre-release, or are those out now?
No, they're out now in stores. And then Loki, Hawkeye, and Iron Man. These are smaller sets that I got. And I'm probably gonna buy the other minifigs individually. But I thought, well, why not? Maybe I'll do a Hangout. And then, literally minutes before doing the Hangout, I get this email from Google. It says improved sharing, as well as live broadcasting tweaks. It says once your Hangout's over, we'll automatically update the original Google Plus post and your YouTube channel with your Hangout recording. This means all reshares of your Google Plus post will now include the full recording for those who didn't make the live event. So this is interesting.
Sounds convenient if it works.
Yeah, it seems to. And in fact, I think I can actually... This is interesting. You'll have to pardon all the other discussion points around this, but this is the first time I've used what they're saying is possible now. So I'm just kind of playing around with the different settings to make sure everything works. But I'm glad you came in because I was beginning to wonder if I had the invite stuff working the right way.
Well, I saw the button on your post, so I clicked it.
It seemed to work.
Yep.
And now, according to... So you are live on YouTube right now.
Wow.
Congratulations. it seems to be live on, everything seems to be live. 13 likes. Oh, wow, so people are watching.
Very cool.
Although some of the comments are really weird.
Okay, good.
One person says, I like to lick ice cream. Okay. Interesting. If not, weird. So, I got another thing that I was going to do here in this hangout as I assemble these Lego sets and seeing what Nomis are popping in. I just got this one off of eBay. Chris Jose would be happy. We just started that eBay community for tips and tricks on Nomis, a subgroup on the LinkedIn group. And eBay sent me like $18 worth of eBay bucks for things that I had gotten earlier. And I saw the Spider-Man set listed for like, I don't know, $22. And usually you can't get a Spider-Man minifig alone for that price. So I got, finally have my Spider-Man minifig. And it came with a couple of henchmen, Aunt May, and then, what's Spider-Man's girlfriend's name? What's her name again?
Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, Mary Jane Watson. I was never a huge Spider-Man fan, but I am a huge Lego fan, an adult fan of Lego, so I have the Spider-Man minifig.
That's cool. I'm making a note of that because we do a podcast every Wednesday night on comics, and that's good news.
Perfect. Yeah, this was out a while ago. I don't care so much about this part of the set as much as I do the minifigs. I'm a huge minifig fan. And then when I was there, I mentioned it, and she gave me the store calendar for May. And there's a couple of things you might know, especially if you do stuff with comics. A free limited edition TC-14 minifig with a $75 Lego Star Wars purchase May 4th through 5th. And then exclusive Hulk minifigure with a $50 purchase May 16th through 31st. So there are basically 2 Hulk minifigs now, or there will be. There's the larger Hulk that comes with the newer sets, and then a smaller one, like a traditional minifig.
He's much more rounded than I would have expected.
Yeah, they really built him up.
Yeah. Big
time. So, anyway, so I'm going to be putting those 2 dates in my calendar. I went there tonight to get the VIP. They have like VIP specials. You get a VIP card for free, but you rack up points and whatnot. I'm just gonna move these guys out of the way. Which one should I dive into first, honey? Diana's in the background. Not Rick. You're not, honey. Sorry, not to throw you off.
Hey, Rick. Let's do
Wolverine. I want to put.
Oh yeah, Wolverine.
201 pieces. Set 6866. Let's see here. Yeah.
It's quite an unboxing.
Yeah, I would say. I wasn't anticipating doing it live on YouTube or Google Plus even, but I'm more than happy to. If only I could get the my higher quality video camera to work. I wish I could.
You're a little washed out.
What's that?
Your video's a little washed out.
Yeah, the way that Google and it's the way it managed. Ooh, we get a free comic. A comic there.
Oh, that's cool.
Exclusive comic. The way that Google manages. Oh, I need to get a tray. It's underneath you. But I may need to grab it because you got your nail. Here, Diana, do you want to show him your nails? See, I'm in my pajamas. There we go, behind the scenes. Chris in his
very nice
plaid PJs. I guess I can get my.
We're all in our PJs.
Did you show him your nails?
No.
No?
Yeah, they're not finished.
Oh, they're not finished. Never mind. I thought they were finished. Yeah, I'm going to have to communicate with Google to tell them that I'm having problems getting my FireWire camera to work through their software. It isn't recognized, which is really strange. So I can't use my higher quality camera in these Hangouts because for some reason or another, what I have it connected to isn't being recognized. It's only recognizing USB cameras or virtual USB cameras, even though the system should be recognizing the Vixia because it does every day for the YouTube broadcast. So it's really strange. I got to figure out what the hell's going on with that.
I've run into that before with certain software, but not with the symptoms you're saying. If it worked once with the same system.
Yeah, Google's Hangout software is a bit strange, to say the least. Just making sure I got all the pieces. Yeah, I find that using these school lunch trays for organizing the pieces works very, very well. I got a purple cape here, assumedly for Magneto.
You do have it down.
What's that?
You do have that down.
Yeah, I've done this. You do it once, you know, you figure out some tricks. Interesting. Okay, so, oops, not the right way. I was not, like I said, anticipating doing this full bore, but I couldn't wait. Is that Magneto? That must be Magneto. That's definitely not Wolverine. Okay.
Oh, that looks like Magneto.
Yeah, then he's got saw the hat here. Oh, it's in a little bag. Oh, nice. They give us a little tear out. So there's Magneto. I'll hold him up.
Very cool.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah. Menacing.
Very much so, as far as minifigs go. So you do a comic podcast?
Yeah, every Wednesday night, our local shop, when the new comics drop, we put in. I bring in a podcasting set. We have 4 live mics, and we bring people in to talk while people are buying the new comics. And we talk about comics and TV and movies and
The whole geek
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Remember geeks are. Yeah, I just never got into comics. I think it was seemingly difficult to know where to begin, you know, with comics.
It's a real common question. Marvel's doing some interesting stuff where they're releasing a bunch of things called Season 1. They're major books. So Season 1, Fantastic Four, and X-Men have already come out, and Daredevil comes out this week. So basically, they're like primers. They're real stories, but they tell you more than just the origin stories.
You know, I like the oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you the. Here, I'll hold up Wolverine. Actually, let me get his adamantium claws. I know enough to be dangerous.
Oh, Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. Also, I guess, is Deadpool a part of X-Men then?
Yeah, he's a mutant. He's kind of like Wolverine, only his healing power is kind of gross because he's all scarred and stuff. He's got a higher level of healing power than Wolverine does. He can like be beheaded and then reassembled.
Whoa, that's odd. All right, speaking of Wolverine, there we go.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, all the way down to the mutton chops, man. That's not a part of his hair, but that's wild.
That's very cool.
I've seen claws like this. A Catwoman had those type of attachments to her hand from that series, the new series of the Lego superheroes. Because Spider-Man was out a long time ago, as was Batman.
So there's a bin at Lego where they have a claw bin, and they just pull from claws when they need them.
What's that?
There's a claw bin at Lego that they pull the. Have you seen them? They did a thing on TV recently about how they build up the new sets. They have software for doing it.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this goes in here. So Creighton, you just joined us. You're live on YouTube.
I noticed that.
How'd you notice? Did it say something, Creighton?
Well, no, I got the email from Google Plus about the live Hangout changes.
Oh.
So I assume that you're using it.
Yes. And the funny thing was I was planning on doing a Hangout anyway, so I'm just kind of so I can't easily see what people are saying on YouTube right now because I'm obviously nose deep in Lego.
Yeah, but I do like now that it records when you press the broadcast publicly now.
Yes, that is nice. Although I started the video of me saying, well, I don't know if this is really working. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, let me go check YouTube here and see if we're on.
Yeah, I've never I have a few comics, but nothing terribly interesting.
Yep. We're live on Ustream. That's cool. Or not Ustream. YouTube.
Bite your tongue. I don't. I wouldn't say that, but Google people are like, what? I know that I have purchased I don't know what you would call them, compendiums, but they'd be like anthologies of sorts.
Right.
So yeah, they'd released a few for Star Wars, and I picked those up because I figured that's like about as good as it got, because that way I can enjoy the art and the story without tracking individual comics.
Yeah, I think those are Dark Horse. They've been reprinting the Marvel run of Star Wars.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are Dark Horse. And I guess, is it Marvel who just came out recently and suggested that if you buy the printed copy of the comic, you get the virtual copy as well?
Yeah, they're doing that with a number of their titles, not everything though. So a lot of their Ultimate line is doing that, and they've just done they just started a big thing with X-Men versus Avengers.
Yeah.
And those are all digital and digital coupons inside the regular books.
See, I'd be far more interested in tracking. I mean, believe it or not, maybe I'm not an old school comic person, but I would much rather track anything virtually. Because if I made the purchase, to be able to know that I could get to it anywhere at any time,
yeah,
that is a huge thing for me. I've for years stayed away from purchasing music, and tracking it separately. I'm a big music subscription service kind of guy, and I wouldn't say I'd take it the same level with comics, but just knowing that if I buy a physical book, I'm going to get that virtual book. And I honestly, even though I'd probably use sorry, I've got to speak with my hands here. Honestly, my head. Hang on just a second. Wait, did you have something?
No, I clicked on the YouTube thing and I muted it.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard me echoing back, but I wasn't sure why.
You're just that famous.
Yeah, just that. Whatever. So, actually, Creighton, keep an eye on YouTube. They may be actually saying something.
All right.
You have to pay attention to. Or asking.
I've got it up in a separate window too.
I like doing sometimes doing the live video stuff and interacting with people who are asking good questions. Can sometimes make it just more engaging to me, and also make the actual build experience more memorable. Diana and I did it when we put together the Tantive 4 a few months back. She actually really got into it too. She did a really good job.
Oh, what I was going to say was, if you want to try it out, you can download the Marvel app from the on your iPad, and they've got a number of free comics you can download just to try out the experience.
Huh. I think I may have picked up the Marvel app before, but I don't know if I've picked up any free comics. Are they really taking advantage of touchscreen capabilities, that particular platform?
They just started a new thing called what's it called? It was a new release last week. Last Tuesday they came out with I can look it up now. But it was a new way. See, the whole thing about it is they've been taking books that have been written for print, and so they have panels.
Right.
And they've been taking those and digitizing, and then it becomes a problem of your screen can't show it. How do they move the screen around so you can see the next panel? How does it zoom in, zoom out, that kind of thing, which itself is kind of an art, but it's not optimized for the
touch experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So what they did last week was they came out with books that were primarily full screen. And they would do almost like PowerPoint-like transitions between panels, or within the panel they'd change the focus to a different plane and expose something that wasn't shown before. So they are doing things they couldn't do in print, but it's still evolving. It's not where it's going to be.
In what you can get right now, I mean, they're obviously, I'd assume they haven't ported over all of their existing library. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it's actually kind of confusing because they've got a Marvel Digital, which is a subscription where if you're subscribed, you can go into their library and read anything that they've done. You don't own it. You just it's like Netflix streaming.
Sure.
Right?
And I love Netflix streaming.
Yeah.
I'm watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, good for you.
I just got through episode 2, and so 3 hopefully tomorrow if I get a chance to see it.
Oh, you said you watched the first season?
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Okay, so you're watching the first season now?
Yeah, I just finally had a chance to get Battlestar Galactica, the new series, and I loved Battlestar. Oh my! I mean, not the old series. I remember, in fact, nostalgic-wise, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember Battlestar. I'm like, I started getting into the new series. I'm like, well, I wonder, what it was like. I remember enjoying it as a kid, and I got like 15 minutes into a classic episode. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, it's a little slow-paced.
It was really, really, really slow. But I loved I mean, honestly, I was so grateful that Netflix carried the entire series on demand, so I streamed the whole thing. It was so awesome.
They were about to start another series with young Adama.
Really? Not that wasn't Caprica, because that was with Joseph Adama, correct?
Right. No, this was young.
Bill.
Yeah, Joe Adama before in like an early Cylon War, but it got canceled. It's not entirely dead. There are some people talking about bringing it out anyway, but it was just so. I mean, for days I'd be like, I miss it. They almost like became a surrogate family of sorts because I just got so into the characters. The characters are so well done. That's a pretty dysfunctional family.
I would say so, but that's what made it work. Honestly, for anybody who's never seen Battlestar Galactica, I strongly. If you have Netflix, you should be watching Battlestar Galactica. I mean, there's no two ways around it.
Oh, I watched it day one all the way through.
See, I very rarely will I get into a series as it's currently airing, because inevitably I will miss an episode and then forget where I left off. I mean, it's impossible to track. Even down to like what we're talking about with comics, being able to subscribe to something, and kind of catch it on demand. You're saying that Marvel has it's a digital service.
Well, that's what's confusing about it. They actually have a digital service that you can subscribe to, and then they have the digital items that you buy and become part of your library. And those you don't have to be connected to the network to read. They're on your device.
So then how much does the subscription to Marvel cost?
I think it's like $50 for a year. It's not very expensive.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. But it's not incredibly fast, and like you said, it's not everything. So if you look through and you see, oh, I'd like to read that series of like 30 books or something, you can go ahead and do it. But it's always going to be there. You can always go back and reread it.
See, I'm trying to track less and less items, or fewer and fewer items, I should say, as time goes on. I don't keep track of anything. I feel no need. Very, very rarely do I even buy like discs of movies, even if I like those movies, because I know I can either get to them on demand or now Redbox. Of course, I used to say Netflix until that became, I thought, very cost prohibitive for the way that I was using it. And Redbox kind of came in at the perfect time and supplanted the way that we were using Netflix for just watching movies by allowing us to just get them, kind of on demand at our local grocery store, and it worked out quite well. So yeah, I'll have to look into that, the on-demand stuff, if they've got a couple series. But you're saying that Marvel doesn't have all of their library on it?
Well, it takes a while to convert the stuff. So.
Oh. So wait.
Like I said, they have to scan it, and then they have to go in and program how it moves between panels, and that's what takes a little while.
So maybe I should hold off then until.
Well, they've got like, I don't know,
millions.
40 years of comics that they're going back and redoing. So you can go back and reread the early Spider-Man and Fantastic Four from the early '60s right now.
Interesting.
But they haven't necessarily done everything through the '70s and '80s, and it's a lot of stuff.
See, I grew up as a child of the '70s and '80s, and I guess my first exposure to comic books was at my grandparents' house. they had like old Bugs. This is in the 70s and 80s. They had old comics then. So we're talking comics that were printed up in the 50s and 60s, like Bugs Bunny and.
You make me feel young.
Disney, yeah, I'm sure. But I remember one character in the Disney series. I'll never forget him. He was called the Phantom Blot. That was the character's name, the Phantom Blot. And no one remembers this guy, but I remembered him. And I also remember it was a very brief, and I tried to dig it up years later, and I could never find it. But there was a brief run, I think, with Reader's Digest and Disney. It was the Christmas Bird, Herkimer, the Christmas Bird, and I've looked for that over and over and over again. And I've yet to find a digital copy, but I remember that one too. I just remember these very obscure comics that or comic characters that very few people would read or remember. But they were very, as I said, like Disney, Little Lulu. I used to love Little Lulu.
Yeah.
Those to me are the classics. And then years later, my Uncle Chris got me. You've probably seen the sets of you put 25 comics together and sell it for $5 or whatever it is. They were new comics, but it was like
oh, sure.
Of them. Yeah. And that included a couple of Star Wars ones, G.I. Joe, Transformers, things that I was into, as well as some other comics that I can't really remember. And I had those for the longest time, but I never went out and bought new comics after that. I just had the collection, but just never became a collector of at least comics or books at that. So I'm really, really supremely interested in taking a look at the subscription service. I didn't realize that Marvel had a subscription service. You may have just cost me $50, Rick.
Like I said, it's a very confusing market now because of the different ways. But if you think about it, it's a lot like signing up for Spotify or buying stuff on the iTunes on the Apple Store.
You kind of get what's there.
Yeah, if you buy it on iTunes, you get it, and you can always re-download it. But if you detach from the network, you've still got it on your device.
Oh, okay. So wait, does Marvel let you store it locally? Like, would it be like a CBZ file or something like that?
Not the subscription stuff.
Okay.
The subscription stuff you need a net connection to read.
Interesting.
It's always just streaming it down.
Not horrible. I usually have a network somewhere.
Yeah.
Usually, not always. When I'm lucky on a plane. You do comics, Creighton?
I dabble in them. I'm not too hardcore.
You dabble in them?
I didn't
realize one could dabble in comics, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I read some when they come by. I'm not like an avid collector or anything. I can follow.
Is there a trend of more people collecting comics now, or fewer? Like with the collectible card games being still somewhat of a rage?
I think people have noticed how collectible they can be down the line, so I think there is probably...
Like collector's item stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the case in the 80s and early 90s, but then, too many people started thinking that way, and there was an oversaturation of the market, and it kind of took a lot of it out of it.
The value?
Yeah, so there's... A lot of people have books from those periods where they were buying 2 and 3 at a time just because they felt like they were going to put the kids through college by selling them later on.
See, I don't believe in that. I could have held on to this, and I told Chris Jose, he's the one who wanted to start the eBay or e-commerce subgroup or mastermind group for Nomies, the one that I set up in LinkedIn just a little while ago. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, people are rabid when it comes to Lego and sets, but I don't really keep, at least as long as humanly possible, I don't keep a lot of items, out. I keep them unboxed, healthily. How do I say it? They're all unboxed. I don't keep anything in boxes. I tend not to. I did keep that white Boba Fett in its full state. I opened one and I ordered a second one after I got all those stormtroopers for Christmas. But I'm not a collector in that way. I'd rather kind of enjoy it a different way than most people would. Those who are collectors.
Well, there are two types of There are collectors, and then there's speculators. And the speculator's trying to make the money.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, you never speculate on something that's terribly popular. You speculate on things that are going to be limited run, not noticed right away, and building their popularity. So, like a classic one is the original Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. It's a very small press book, and I sold my copy for $200 a number of years ago, and I really I'd held on to it.
You wish you would have held on to it?
Oh, it's worth thousands now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But it's like, that was just Eastman and Laird, just two little guys doing a black and white comic book that was really kind of a homage to Daredevil. And it just took off. But nobody expected it. So you're never going to get a Death of Captain America comic that's going to be worth, 10 times even what it sold for. In fact,
was it too popular?
Yeah, everyone. There's articles on it in the New York Times, and any big event like that gets publicized, and people just run out and buy it. The comics that had Barack Obama on the cover of Spider-Man, those had a big run-up when they first came out because everyone was buying them. You can't sell them now. No one will buy them.
Wow. I guess I never really thought of it that way before. The only thing I really have, I still have my collection of, like, Star Wars figures, but they're all beat up and whatnot. Of course, they would be popular, except for the rare ones. I got I did a separate video on this one. It was so rare. The tall Snaggletooth figure that was pulled from store shelves because Lucas didn't like it. The one that has boots is tall and has a different color. I think it's blue.
Right.
But that was a collector's item because there were very few of them that were even around.
Well, sometimes you get things that are in error too. So, like, there were Star Trek Next Generation figures.
I remember hearing about those.
And there was one of Data where they'd gotten the paint wrong on his face, and so they fixed it. But that initial run with the error is the one that's worth anything.
Yeah, because it's rare.
Yeah. And collectors like rarity, or they want to have everything possible in a set. So.
Something different.
Yeah. I have the only thing that I really have like a full collection of at this point is or that I'd be proud to like share or show off is my Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah.
I have all of them, and most of them are in good to mint condition. So I collected those like almost at the second series, and then I think it was for my 16th or 17th birthday. While every other boy was asking for a car, I was asking for the first series mint condition Garbage Pail Kids, and I kept them, and I still have them. So.
So how are you storing them?
I probably should be storing them better than I am. Just an old, right now, like, baseball card collector sheets. I probably need to use acid-free, whatnot.
But you got them in 9-pocket sheets?
Yeah, 9-pocket sheets.
Okay, that's better than most people would do. So.
Yeah. They've been there pretty much from the very moment that I had them. They went right into the sheets. So they haven't moved, and they've come with me over all these years. And they're still with me. So, that was about the only thing that I guess I collected a few things, but that was the big one, the Garbage Pail Kids that I still have.
Yeah, the only collection that I still have that's prominent to me is probably I have some baseball cards that I'd gotten at like games that I went to with my dad, and and some of them are still in their original plastic packaging, and I had this whole binder thick full of them, and they're from like 1998 to like 2002 or something, 2003. Pretty old.
I never did. I did for a brief while. I did baseball and football cards, but ultimately non-sports cards got me more interested. I don't know. I think Garbage Pail Kids is where I was bitten by the bug.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they're worth anything, to tell you the truth.
Same for me. I kind of just like I wasn't interested anymore, but I still kind of had a binder full of them sitting somewhere in my room. I should figure out how much they're worth because I'm sure they're mostly from the Mariners, and there's some big names that I got as baseball cards that aren't around anymore. So I should probably go figure it out.
You know, the trick with those are you got to look at each individual player.
Exactly.
Because they'd be worth different amounts depending on the player. I have to worry about entire sets. Well, to me, that's part of being a collector, and someone who's rather meticulous with the details.
Some are asking what set this is.
This is the one that we opened is the one I got tonight. One of them, 6866 Wolverine's Chopper Showdown, 201 pieces with Wolverine, Deadpool, and Magneto. Yeah, the challenge. See, I'm like I said, I'm more of a minifig guy than I am, just collecting bricks and whatnot. I'd rather. I've got a growing collection of Lego minifigs. They seem to that collection seems to explode around Christmas time, which is nice. I've got 3 shelves for them, and I have a feeling I'm going to need to figure out what I need to do with all of them, because
get its own display case.
Well, but the trick with them is that I've got to be able to keep them standing. And I could use like a board to stand them on. The problem with that is it would take up more space than I have, and I don't know if I necessarily have found the right boards for them in that way.
Don't they sell like sheets of just like that thin Lego board?
Yeah, they
like,
do.
Cut it up.
But yeah, sure. Let's make an okay collection look junky by cutting it up. That works. Of course, I could probably be meticulous about it, but I may have to do something. I may have to go that route, Creighton, and go with a custom type of situation or solution, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Or if you could get something like small that was weighted. I don't know. Lots of solutions, I guess.
Yeah, getting them all together. I didn't realize I had as many as I did, and they're definitely not. They're small, but they start to take up a lot of space. Taking over shelves, and of course, as soon as something happens, it's like a domino effect, and then I have to go in and set them up again, and I just don't know how. I'm not going to glue anything. Screws, not glues. I don't want to ruin the minifigs at all. Just for the sake of keeping them standing, but we'll see. Someone just joined us?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, it's Robert McGee. How are you, Chris?
Doing well.
Good.
Well enough.
One of the Nomies.
Yes, of course. Naturally, how else would you be here? Haha.
Of course. Unless I'm somebody really popular, celebrity, or I don't know.
It's funny. Speaking of celebrities, I randomly saw that it was a few weeks ago. Felicia Day was doing a hangout, and I just jumped in, and she was having problems apparently. With,
that was for the Geek and Sundry?
Yeah, it was. She was staging. It wasn't during Geek and Sundry. She was just staging for it. So she was working with Chi at Google on making sure things would work fine for the broadcast, and she was having problems with quality. I don't know if she ever got around it, but I don't think she did, and I haven't even bothered to see if I can even email her. But I was going to try to help her through it. I think she's probably figured it out by now.
Her telephone was pretty good.
Her telephone?
Telethon.
Oh, telethon. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Like 12 hours Sunday before last.
My God. That's a lot of time. Hope they raised money if that's what they were hoping to do.
Oh, it was for subscribers. They were just trying to get attention to Geek and Sundry.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because
that worked.
isn't YouTube or Google funding that or something?
I wouldn't be surprised. Isn't that a part of Nerdist's channel?
No, it's her own channel now.
Yeah, it's her own channel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I thought she was being backed by Google or YouTube to put together this whole show, because I think I remember Veronica was talking about it because she's on there one day.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
She's got, I don't know, 7 or 8 different shows that are showing up on that, including a half-hour-long show by Will Wheaton on board gaming.
So Geek and Sundry is a series of shows, so it's a network.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Her show is called Vlog, for Felicia's video log.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that out.
And then there's Sword and Laser, Tabletop, behind the scenes.
She's gonna hate me for not knowing. Not like she's going to know that I didn't know. So I'm not going to admit that I didn't know.
She's too adorable to have any hate.
Yeah, so it looks like they have one show per week or per day.
Smart.
Yeah, Tabletop comes out every 2 weeks. Her log...
I saw that one with Will. That's Tabletop, right?
Right. And there are a couple that haven't shown up yet. There's one called Written by a Kid, which is stories that, of course, have been written by a kid. And another one called Learning Town, which they haven't even got a release date for.
Well, you know, if they've got the talent to pull it off, that's awesome. You know, and especially if you've got someone like YouTube backing them, that's even better. Yeah, that's the biggest hurdle is to get people to back you on anything, even if you are a known quantity. You know, just getting the backing from the right people can sometimes make all the difference.
Sure.
Is that right?
What are you making?
Sorry. I'm making something for Magneto.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah.
No, I think this is Deadpool's, actually.
It's Deadpool's color scheme.
Yeah. What's that?
It's Deadpool's color scheme.
Yeah, I think it's Deadpool's, if only because they've got room for the blades on the sides here. So, with rockets and everything. I'll show it here in a second, as soon as I get it all assembled, that is. And it looks like I've blasted through most of the pieces. So, it's coming together pretty quick for 200 pieces, the first set of the night. Ah! That must be for the landing gear. Yeah.
I gotta take off. It's been fun.
Alright, well thanks, dude. Thanks for the bit of trivia and conversation and leads on the subscription fee. Or for the Marvel Comics.
Very welcome. Catch you later.
See ya. Trying to get all these wheels snapped together. So are people even watching on Google Plus or YouTube, Creighton?
There's a steady stream of comments coming in.
Are any of them relevant?
I tried to pick out a couple. I'm still looking through them. They're mostly comments.
They want to get in the Hangout.
Yeah, mostly asking how to get in the Hangout.
You go to nomies.com, you subscribe, you get added to the Nomies circle. Magic. That's how it works. We can't invite everybody in because Lord knows what would happen.
Oh gosh, yes.
Last time I did a public hangout was like weeks after they launched. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm not doing that again.
Did you happen to catch when Michael Buckley did a hangout?
No.
He did one. I think he did two, actually. I was in one of them. And it was crazy. He obviously hadn't done any, I could tell right off the bat, and he had no idea who was coming in, what was happening, anything was going on. He was like, you know, David and Dennis, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was in a hangout with Geeky. They have like a
Who?
like Callie Lewis and John Paz, whatever his name is, long
Oh,
last
Geeky.
name. Yeah,
I heard
and
something different.
he had opened it up to
Everybody?
everybody,
Ugh.
and they had the computer kind of just sitting there while they were recording to just like watch behind the scenes.
Right.
And these people kept coming in and muting them.
Yep.
And so we couldn't hear them talking.
Yep.
It was.
I would not recommend doing Google Plus public hangouts to anybody unless you were really bored or you don't know a lot of people. It just, to me, you're inviting disaster when you do that. And this is another reason why you can't even if you could, YouTube doesn't let you do it, or Google doesn't let you do it. You can't have this, a Google Plus broadcast or hangout, if you can't make it so you invite everybody. You can only invite people you've circled. So that's a huge barrier to entry for most people. But as like I was saying, hey, I want to do YouTube Live. Well, now you can, and the easiest way to do it is to join Google Plus and be active there, and then possibly get the flag for you to go live on YouTube. It's not, too much of a leap. Creighton, you can do that now, can't you?
Yes, I can.
You'll be able to go live on YouTube now.
Yay! I've been wanting that.
I've been waiting for the integration for a while now.
My only issue is I can't use, for some reason or another, I can't use my regular live stream camera that I use for YouTube on Google+.
Really?
That's weird.
It's a FireWire camera, the Canon HB40, and I can't, for some reason, it just does not Google software does not recognize it at all.
Can
And
you
I
run
don't
it through CamTwist?
I've tried running it through, even CamTwist doesn't recognize it, so I wonder if it's something else that's gone awry on the system that I need to figure out, because CamTwist doesn't it recognizes the camera is there, but it doesn't show any image even with the camera on. And here's the thing, Wirecast sees it right away, because I use Wirecast every day for live,
right?
The regular old live YouTube feed. So I don't know really what's missing, what's going on.
Might be a compatibility issue in the software that they didn't build in.
Well, yeah, but it works fine with CamTwist, or did work fine with CamTwist, and now suddenly it's not? It just seems a bit odd. Okay, so here we go.
Ooh.
This is a part of, what did I say, 608? Yeah, 6866. This is Deadpool's.
Nice.
It's got firing missiles on the side as well. Kind of nice. Deadpool. I think I've got that pointed the right way. And I can move it over here as I get ready. As I take out all the extra pieces, place them there. And as I pointed earlier, or showed off earlier, Magneto. The Magneto minifig. What?
It doesn't even look like him. I mean,
It does a pretty good job. Deadpool. Sorry if I'm not getting that right. I can hardly see the preview from where I'm at.
Yeah, that's good.
And then Wolverine with his skeleton of adamantium.
Yeah, I think one thing that Google Plus needs to do better with Hangouts is have some sort of better quality.
Your quality's better than mine, Creighton.
I don't know what I'm just using the built-in webcam of the MacBook.
Yeah, I know. So am I. That's what I don't understand.
And I'm in boot camp right now too.
oh wow. How's mine look?
This is
Yours
fine.
looks good. Looks sharp.
Maybe
I just can't.
Maybe it's just the broadcaster's point of view.
Yeah, I think it's the way they manage the broadcast or mitigate it. Anyway, I got to figure out. I know I have to figure out or try to troubleshoot through it. What I may try to do is connect. Next time I'll try connecting my regular stream camera to the MacBook that I'm using now for the broadcast, instead of the MacBook that I use for TLDR, to see if that makes any difference at all. So the set I'm putting together now is Captain America set. with rather unique pieces. Some purples. And it's 6865. It's Captain America's Avenging Cycle with Captain America. And damn decals! Ugh! I'm not putting any of these on. I don't want to put any of these on, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to. Because it looks like Captain America's shield. Maybe. Ooh, maybe not. Hopefully there's no sticker on Captain America's shield. That'd be stupid. Nope, no sticker on Captain America's shield.
Nice.
I said, oh, that would suck.
So
let's do Captain. Yeah?
Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm good.
Okay. Is tomorrow's webinar a Google Plus Hangout, or is it a webinar?
Yeah, it's a Google Plus Hangout at 8 o'clock because I have some special guests stopping by who are going to be a part of things, and we're going to be going out to dinner. And then what I'm going to do is use Google Plus, and I think I'm just going to possibly just screencast it from my end. Hopefully the quality will be decent, or decent enough. If you want to try capturing on your end, that would be fine too.
I'll try to get, because I think when I tried to record it all as well, I mean you can't hear other people's end if you're trying to do the Hangout and record their audio and your audio.
Yeah, I think that should be fine because I plan on sorry about that. I plan on driving most of it, or at least there's Captain America. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this for my friend Doug.
Great. There's a way to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan on kind of talking, through most of it. I don't know if it's going to be as long as some of the other webinars that we've done. Wow, these are pretty awesome. I have no idea who these creatures are, but damn, these guys are badasses. What the hell are these creatures? Look at this. I get 2 of them.
Creepy.
What
yeah,
is that?
I have no idea who the hell this is. My friend Doug would have to tell me, like, oh, that's an alien from blah, 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 and you use a blaster, then he kind of sounds like that, too.
Oh, I didn't. Crap.
Anyway, so yeah, tomorrow's webinar will be at 8 o'clock. I plan on doing a Google Plus broadcast hangout and kind of talking my way through it with a regular old quote-unquote screencast, and then just going from there. And the whole thing's about Empire Avenue and my perspective on it, how I use it, and how I recommend other people use it, and some dispelling some myths. You're not buying and selling anybody, for Christ's sake, and really using it as kind of a way to help nomies who are trying to figure out social media more, as well as for people who are on Empire Avenue looking to get do more, and then possibly even get them to pick up the nomies achievement. So it's kind of the whole the value prop is threefold.
I heard a rumor, and this is just rumor, okay, not fact, that Empire Avenue might be thinking about actually making those achievements something of worth. In other words, I don't know if that's going to be money, I don't know if that's going to be perks, but there's
what do you
something.
Mean?
Well,
we kind of what we had negotiated with them was kind of a first, really, the nomies achievement, and I would say it's worked out quite well, in the sense that we're giving people in-game value, and we're able to continue that forward. I haven't sent out a nomies only mission on Empire Avenue yet, but I'm planning on doing it very, very, very soon. And I think other nomies can even send out nomies only missions too, because you become a part of the community when you get when you apply the achievement.
Right.
Plus all the bonuses. I'm not sure if they're going to get it to translate into real world value. That may be contingent on any kind of deals that they'd be able to make. And I think that's, if there was anything that would be holding them back, that would probably be it more than anything. I came to them with the idea of doing the nomies achievement, and we worked on a few things that they wanted, some things that I wanted to make sure were possible, and it worked out well enough. But that's only because I have a fundamental understanding of what Empire Avenue is and how it can benefit people, and not all businesses are quite there yet.
Right.
So I'm hoping to dispel a few myths tomorrow about Empire Avenue.
So you're going to talk about Empire Avenue and how it could be good for business and whatnot?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be, all about your social media engagement and really how Empire Avenue fits into it. I mean, we still use Empire Avenue every day to let people know the new content that we've published. We set up missions every single day to make sure. There's Captain America's cycle there. Captain America here, I guess. And if you're not using Empire Avenue, if only for missions, you're missing out. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are missing out, and they don't realize it. They're trying to get more attention to their blog, or they're trying to get more attention to their videos, and it's easy to do on Empire Avenue when you use missions. And even if you send out the missions to your shareholders, making them special, or even if you send it out to people who aren't your shareholders, so everybody, you're still drawing attention. Although I got to tell you, my experiments with sending, and everybody's a different case. I mean, granted, I have like 9,700 shareholders on Empire Avenue, which is a pretty healthy amount. I may be an edge case, but I found very little value, from my perspective, in sending out sending out missions to people who aren't shareholders in me. Very little value to me.
I've actually been on Empire Avenue quite a long time, probably in the infancy, even before missions came out, but I haven't been using it. I've been very, very busy.
Yeah.
Getting a recording done.
Recording?
That's what I do. I'm a sound engineer.
Oh, cool.
Right now I'm working in Ableton because I like it better for timing than Pro Tools.
I sit in awe of anybody who can use those sound tools. I can barely grok GarageBand, let alone Ableton.
Well, I feel the same way about what you do, Chris. I mean, I wish I could do a tenth of what you do.
What? What I do is child's play.
Well, child's play for somebody that's been doing it since
the dawn of time.
The internet came out.
The dawn of internet time. Chris Perillo was, yes, indeed. Let's do that there.
Actually, been interesting to see what your first website looks like.
You could probably go back. I don't know if the archives have it because it was my first website was actually on university servers.
Right.
And, it was Chris Perillo's homepage, and it was fun and interesting. I had a few links there, and it remained alive for I would say a number of years, and then ultimately just kind of died as the university system evolved, and I was no longer there.
Did you save it?
Trust me. I mean, even for nostalgic value, I really don't think there was anything worth saving.
No.
No. It was not very interesting or exciting at all.
You can go back and see the early days of LockerGnome.com.
Yeah, you can see LockerGnome.com. If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember if it was blue.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, it's blue.
It was like 1996. I think it was blue. 1996 was the year it first launched.
Yeah. I see December of 1997, it was blue with LockerGnome's top links, and some of them are GIFs.
What?
GIFs.
Wait, yeah. What?
GIFs on LockerGnome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely had GIFs. Wait, now what? I had LockerGnome's top links?
It on the bottom, or towards the bottom, under, it's like the little, this is what the LockerGnome newsletter is all about. It says LockerGnome's top links, and it has like Files and Bit32.com.
Oh, wow, Files, yeah. That was Michael Robertson's old company. Files actually hosted our website for a number of years.
Yeah, because when I go back to like April of 1997, I see Files.com as
Right. Files. That's right. It's so funny. Yeah, Michael and Robertson came to me early on. He saw what I was doing, and he he offered to do something that I needed, and that was hosting. I needed a web host, and that's kind of how it began. Of course, if I would have paid attention to trends, I would have become my own web host, and then ended up reselling web hosting over the years and have retired by now.
It was blue, and then it was red, and then it was this.
I remember it was Seafoam for a while. I loved Seafoam. What's it
Oh
called?
yeah.
It's about to be orange.
What? Not going
Yes,
orange on me.
orange.
But here's a question: if you retired, would you still do at least some of the stuff that you do now?
Probably. I don't think I'm ever going to retire. Even if I could, I probably won't.
I'm sure you could.
It just doesn't work that way. I'm just not interested in that. But I think the future, if there's a future in any kind of business model that I have, I enjoy content production, but I really am interested in getting more into service models and helping enable other people to do the things that they're trying to do. So Nomi's in many ways was just kind of a first volley into the idea of doing something like this. But rather soon, I'm going to be taking that and parlaying it into bigger projects. So instead of just helping people from the outside, actually be hired by companies to do it for them. So not just strategy, but strategy and execution. And that.
Did you ever get hired for that kind of stuff?
I have in the past, but it's been piecemeal. I actually want to give it a good go. And make it really official. So there will be a new Perillo.com launching at some point in the near future that would reflect the things that I'd be able to do in conjunction with partners. So other people who might subcontract out through me, like let's say if you did subcontracting work through sound engineering, I'm like, we need this, but we need a sound engineer, then I'd be able to subcontract out through you. So there's that.
I could definitely show you what I have. What's interesting about sound, and engineers will all tell you something different, and I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'll tell you something I've learned. You can, if you're a good engineer, you can make the most basic room mic combination sound good if you know what you're doing. In other words, you don't need an expensive, Neumann digital microphone for $16,000 to sound.
Can you make that sound better?
Well,
Auto-tune it.
That's
auto-tune my sneezes. Come on, people. You're Nomies, you can do anything.
Actually, it's kind of. I've been told that I'm one of the only real audio pro guys in Nomies, which is kind of.
As of this moment.
As of this moment, right? That might change.
Yeah, there's actually I'm talking to a couple of individuals. One of the Nomies, Matthew Arabello, I think that's how you say his name. We're going to be working closely together on a few different things, including outreach to small business people and individuals, much like yourself, who are looking for those kind of business networking groups and opportunities.
Oh, hey, Roberto's watching. Hello.
Hoyos?
Yeah.
Why isn't he a Nomi?
I don't know.
He did the locker gnome pillows.
Yes, he did.
This one is set 6867 Loki's Cosmic Cube Escape with Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Loki. That trickster. Iron Man. I'm going to be building a Jeep. Looks like Iron Man here.
Where do you see that he's watching? I'm looking at the comments. I only see 9.
Comments on Google Plus or on YouTube?
I'm looking on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay. Oh, so you're broadcasting on YouTube too? Okay.
Yeah, this is it's a new feature. Seriously, I was saying, okay, hey Diana, what about doing a Google Plus Hangout tonight, just kind of impromptu? I got these Lego sets and I want to put them together, if only to get them done, because they're brand new. And so I was ready to do it, and I get this random email from YouTube saying, hey, we've improved Google Plus Hangouts. I'm like, what? And one of the new features in the new Google Plus Hangout is you can now simultaneously broadcast to YouTube. So this live video has a page on Google Plus where you can join it if you're a part of the Nomies group, which, by the way, that's how Stacey Ferris joined Nomies. He was watching us do a live Google Plus Hangout. He's like, how do I join? I'm like, you join Nomies. And he did. And the rest is history. It's really funny how that worked out well. Yeah, that's how that happened. I don't know if many people know that story. So yes, it's I guess it's just a part of what they're trying to do, is tying over the live YouTube product with more social dynamic engagement.
Yeah, Mike was telling me about that really early on. They were testing it with him, and it was buggy with him, but it worked.
With who?
Mike Mozart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he I think we've only done one hangout together, and I ended up recording part of it because he went on to talk about Lego history and pulling out all these old sets, and I'm just like in awe of everything he had. But that was the only one I did with him, and then he got caught up in other things. But he could do live YouTube broadcasts on his own even then.
Yep.
And that was the only. Sorry, I keep digging until I find this damn piece. Hang on,
Yeah, Roberto just asked how he signed up, so I think he's probably going to become a Nomie soon.
What's that?
Roberto just asked how he could sign up, so I'm sure he'll become a Nomie soon.
Nomies. Got about 400, and we're pushing up. I think we're close to 450 now.
So I just used a CD in my Mac for the first time in ages.
Congratulations.
So it's the second time ever that I've used a CD in the Mac.
Sure it's not a DVD?
Oh, DVD, CD. Yes, I didn't have Office installed on this application, and I need it.
Trent, you may have to mute me.
You're not too bad. I mean, it's...
All right, I'll mute you. There you go. I didn't do it.
I'm surprised. Chris could use maybe an onboard compressor and just compress that noise down.
I'm sure.
Just a thought.
It surprises me that if you do the live hangout, you shouldn't be able to be muted.
Yeah, I agree.
That is true. That's kind of funny.
Well, I'm just using the onboard mic, honestly, right now, on the MacBook. So I'm not using anything. I very rarely do I use anything fancy in terms of audio or video production.
Believe it or not, with this new apps feature, something can actually be developed.
Wait, now what?
As far as
a virtual
I don't know,
compressor?
I've been looking into just a little bit of how. Do you know what VST plugins are?
I'm familiar with them.
Okay.
For audio tools?
Yeah, it's the standard across Mac and Windows.
Yep.
And, well, basically, the architecture can be adapted and made into an app.
Interesting.
Yes. And that would be lovely, because then, guess what I could do? I could just take actually, just a VST wrapper would work perfectly, because then I could just take, let's see, what would fix it? Just a brick wall compressor, anything. I would probably use a Renaissance compressor from Waves. That's one of the best ones. And that would prevent my volume from going up, down, or anything in between.
Yeah, like everything that, anytime, if you watch my beer video from today, I got loud.
Were you drinking any beer before that? Because it sure looked like it.
Was I drinking any beer before that? No.
Sure.
I'm confident.
All right, you're acting a
With
little
that video. You can even ask Diana. She made
bit
it
more
for me.
loopy than she made you beer.
Well, no. I was, I was playing it up. It's trying to, keep everything engaging. When you do video, you gotta keep, keep the audience kind of moving forward, and it seemed to work well, or at least well enough. Even doing this Lego, build, I realized, I could do this, on my own, sitting here. Now we're on the third set, Loki's Cosmic Cube Escape, now that we've done 2 others. Or, I could, record it in a video. I was thinking, do I talk about it during tomorrow's live YouTube broadcast, which, now I've got to figure out, well, should I be broadcasting live on YouTube and on Google+? And I don't think I will, because it's, doing YouTube live is enough, certainly enough for me. It's a question of, what's going to work. And for me, it's always thinking about who's listening, who's tuning in, why are they tuning in, why have they remained tuning in. So in the beginning, it was, Rick came in, and we were talking about comic stuff, because of course I'm building these superhero Lego sets. And then Creighton, you come in, the conversation moves that way, and then just the conversation consistently evolves. But throughout it all, in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, I've got to remain somewhat entertaining to the audience. That some of them may be tuned in to watch me actually put this together. I'd be shocked if anybody, was doing it just for that. But
a lot of them are asking for you to talk about Max.
Oh my God. This is why every once in a while I like taking a break from stuff that other people think is important, because there's only so much you can talk about, computers every day before you just get tired of talking about computers. And besides, what can be said that hasn't already been said? That's what I would ask.
Oh, I got something. I don't know if you talked about it yet, but I can tell you this is a pet peeve probably across a bunch of people, and there's solutions out there, but neither Mac nor Windows is good at it. Both suck at this. And
I agree.
It's their it's their search. It's
really?
Their search. Yes.
I'm not a fan of Spotlight, but there's a couple of third-party plugins that I've used. Windows, I thought, has done a stellar job with search.
With search? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I used to use Copernic Desktop Search for years, and Windows 7, search in Windows 7 is pretty awesome. I've learned how to work around certain shortcomings in the search on the desktop on OS X, but I think Windows handles things a bit better than OS X does in terms of search. I'd give it to Windows at this point. There are a couple of tools that I've used for searching in OS X, but usually because the files that I'm looking for can't be found in open folders, so to speak. They're the system folder type of stuff, like plist files and whatnot. What's the tool I use? Hudaspot. It's called Hudaspot. Huda is a word for elephant in some language, and I think it may even be French. Hudaspot. Met the guy at Macworld years ago, and that has been my favorite desktop search tool of all time on OS X. My favorite desktop search tool, if it isn't Windows of all time, was Copernic Desktop Search, but I think they may have stopped developing that after Windows moved to Vista and then XP. Vista Search sucks, but Vista to XP. Vista to 7. 7's searches, I think just fine.
Really?
Yeah. What problems are you having with it?
I mean, because I'm used to searching more by extension, so it doesn't index it properly, nor does it.
Isn't there a way to add on Windows, and it may be the same on OS X as well, but I've never looked for it. I thought there was a way to add a certain extension to the list of items that are searched. I swear. And if not in the default Windows search tool, and I thought there was, if not in that, then see if Copernic Desktop Search is still available and being actively developed. That was my favorite of all time, Copernic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can do that in Finder.
You can do it in Finder. Oh yeah, using type.
Yeah, but that's still not. I don't know. I have this tiny little tool. I call it search. I forget exactly what it's called. I'll look at it right now. File search EX, and it behaves pretty much like, I don't know, like Windows XP, Windows 2000. Plus, I can search the system in hidden folders and subfolders inside archives if I want, and that's what I use.
I use type on a regular basis if I know the file type of what I'm looking for.
Right.
What I wish I could do, and I think I did at one point, is I've disabled certain types of files. The problem is that there's no way to do it specifically at the file level. Like if I didn't want to see any type of GIF results in the search, I couldn't easily on OS X, without macros and saved searches, actually go at a granular level and do it. Hudaspot has done the best for me in terms of the search tool that isn't baked into the shell, but certainly has hooks into it on OS X, and then Copernic on Windows.
Something that when you talk about searching stuff, I don't know if there's a way to figure this out, but I want to see, there should be, like in Windows, you can see which file types are opened with which programs. Now, I know that you can set a certain file type to open with it, but you can't see which file types are already associated with it, which I'm trying to look for, because I keep having this issue in Mac that I think this one thing is associated with this program that it shouldn't be.
Wait, maybe I'm lost here. I might need a clarification. What?
Okay. Well, here's my problem.
I know what he's saying.
In TeamSpeak, when someone pokes me and I'm not focused on the window, it opens up Photoshop.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, is this in Windows or OS X?
This is in OS X.
WTF?
I know, and I don't get why. And so I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, so there's got to be like something associated with either TeamSpeak or Photoshop where it tries to open up when I get poked.
Okay, so then the question is what is the type that's being opened when you're poked?
Exactly, and I know in Windows it's super easy. There's a preference pane where you can go look and see which file types are associated.
Hang on. Give me a second. There's my phone. How you doing?
Everybody wants to see your face.
I've got a system preference that could do that, I think, Creighton.
I would love that myself, because I'm having the same problem.
It's called Default Apps, I think.
Default Apps.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh, by the way, Google Chrome 20 is out on the dev channel now.
Ooh.
Here, I should actually post this, on the in the comment thread for the live hangout. Give me a second. I'll post what the Google has shared with me.
And now that you said that, I get the little green up arrow by the wrench in Chrome telling me that I can update.
It's called... Oh, that's funny. Yeah, look for something called Default Apps.
All right.
RC Default App 2.1 by Carl Lindberg from Rubicode. RC Default App. Yeah, rubicode.com. And it's been since OS 10.2, Universal 32 and 64. Last update was 2009, but it works fine in Lion. Yeah, that's what you want, dude.
All right,
you can go with internet types, media types, apps, URLs, UTIs, MIME types, and file types. It is far more expensive than Windows.
Great.
Far more extensive than Windows, not far more expensive than Windows, since the app itself is free. Did I freeze?
No, you're in.
Okay. Yeah, on my end, I froze, so I had to verify that.
Great. Thanks for the help, Chris.
No problem. Well, all you had to do was ask. That's what you get. That's the privilege of being an OMI.
Boom.
Booyah! I don't want to be a Nomi. I can help myself. I know everything.
I have a question, because it's basically I have a friend. He is a YouTuber. I won't say who it is, not here. But I'm trying to convince him to get on Google Plus and do more.
Did you see my the screencast that we did for Nomis? And actually for everybody, it was posted onto our YouTube channel. Have him watch that.
Missed it.
Have him watch that.
How long is it?
How long is it? I don't know. Half hour maybe, I think? I don't know.
I don't know. I might have to edit it and send him a abridged version.
Well, you know, the bottom line is, what I'm doing now is I mean, it used to be just, you know, Google Plus Live Hangouts. Well, now I can't really say that anymore because it's now YouTube Live and Google Plus Hangouts. By the way, I posted the changelog of Google Hangouts to this to the comment thread. You know, to me, it's about, you know, connecting with, you know, certain parts of my community or our community, and in this case, it's largely being able to connect with other Nomis and to talk about whatever's on your minds and whatnot, as well as to just kind of, you know, get the little social engagement thing going on. I think more importantly is knowing that, you know, Google is sewing together +1 and Google Plus and YouTube into organic search, and that is everything. And I repeated that over and over and over again. And if search doesn't win him over, nothing will, because his head's not in the game. More people don't know who you are than do know who you are, and not to deflate anybody's ego, but it's just an absolute truth. And they're going to find you through search. And so the more you can, and this is why I always, and I even mentioned this is not a secret. I mentioned this in our Google Plus, the discussion that we did. It was recorded and posted to our YouTube channel, but you know, I'm big into, you know, reminding people, please like, +1, share, get the word out there, because not only is that going to benefit you in all of the search results that you're going to see, but it's going to benefit everybody else who's following you who have no idea who I am. And if I've brought value to you in any way, then I'd appreciate you helping me bring value to other people, because the only way other people are going to get to know me is if you tell them about me and the things that you know, I do, even when I am headless in a video. So you know, it's about search, and you know, when you +1 or you like a video, that's going to influence your search results big time.
Yep.
You know, it's that connected spirit of community that I don't think YouTube has done a very good job of in the past. I mean, there really is no YouTube community per se. You can comment on the video.
There is, but it's kind of underground.
Well, it's not just yes and no. I mean, it depends on how are you defining that then. If you say it's underground, how are you thinking of it?
Well, there's a very strong YouTube community of YouTubers that all hang out and they help each other out, and that's as far as I'll go with it.
Right.
And I mean, that's been happening for at least, I would say it from the beginning.
Yeah, and that's good. If you're part of the cabal, I have a feeling I know who these people are, but a lot of the people, you know, who could belong don't belong for one reason or another.
Well,
and I think that's more of an insiders group than it is a community. I mean, yes, it's a sub-community, but I wouldn't say that's the whole of YouTube. I mean, I would say there are more people out there, you know, digesting or taking in content and sharing it than there are people creating it. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, for this particular person, it's harder for him to see the value to move over to Google+.
Okay, don't think of it as moving to Google+ then. That's the wrong way to look at it. It's not so much it's not so much moving. It's, you know, it's right now it's kind of an extension of what people are doing now. So whatever they're doing on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, it's an extension of that. And it's going to influence search results, which are huge. Search results are huge. The velocity that you're going to, gain through that kind of interaction is tremendous. And maybe they're lucky enough to have enough organic velocity on their own. Very few people are.
They do. They're one of the more, I think, I could be wrong, they're in the top 100.
That's solid. Yeah, I used to be, back in the day.
Oh, I don't know if it holds much water. I mean, it does and it doesn't. In other words, what I mean by that is I think there's going to be a shift between entertainment and more interactivity, especially now that Google Plus and YouTube are basically merging, it seems.
Well, the YouTube Live product certainly has merged.
Right.
I mean, that's obvious. And, I think connecting with people and community is becoming increasingly... I've always believed in it. I've never made a secret about that. Big into supporting community and fostering community and engendering that spirit of community. And I think a big part of it, I think you're right, is that level of interactivity that some people just don't have. They don't care about. It's not a part of their routine. For some of us, it is. I mean, it always has been, and it probably always will be in everything that we do.
Well, some of it's more about entertainment and, like, I'll give you a for instance. You'll never see, or probably never, could be wrong with, the way things are going, but I don't expect anytime soon to see, for instance, Ray William Johnson doing any kind of chat with his fans.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why wouldn't he?
Because what he does,
people would care for it.
Yeah, he wouldn't care for it, and unless it benefited him in a financial manner, I don't think he would do it.
So this goes back to what I was saying about Google Plus in the very beginning. Google Plus is less like Facebook and more like Blogger and YouTube. Right. And Blogger and YouTube allow you to monetize content. Well, I don't know if you know this, but if you watch my video on YouTube, I think an ad should pull up during a live video broadcast.
Yep. I saw that today for the first time ever.
Yep. And so they've enabled that now, and I've been claiming the live videos, all along. But now you can claim a live video before it goes live, which means you can now run ads on live videos. So I've been running ads, not to say that, they're tracking well, because I have no idea what the metrics are at this point. It's not easy to tell. If I go back to I can see that there are 52 people that are watching at least on YouTube. But if I go to the analytics button, it doesn't easily show me the live YouTube stats. It did one day, and then I can't figure out how to get back to it. Now, if I click the analytics button, it just shows me overall the overall video.
Well, maybe I should just tell them that. That would certainly help.
What's that?
Just tell them that ads are enabled. That would make it worthwhile for them.
They just enabled them. If not today, then yesterday. I saw the claim button come up immediately, and I'm like, whoa, dude, we need to start enabling this stuff. And we did. So we've been claiming all along. So the live video should be getting ad impressions, which is, it's a pretty big deal. I believe more. I would rather have Lego sponsor this than me putting together this Lego set.
Of course.
For a set that I bought. I'd rather have Lego sponsor it, personally. Why didn't they sponsor my Hangout? I don't know. Who knows? That there's more money to be made in sponsorship than there are ads like that.
That is true, and I won't say who, but almost all of them have sponsors in their videos, and you don't know it.
Yeah, it's called product placement.
Right. But it's
been a master of that for years, dude. That's no secret.
No, I know.
I can smell it a mile away. I can tell you when product's been placed. I can. I swear to God I can. Even if you think that I couldn't, I swear to God I can. I see it every day. Every day. Every day.
Yep.
Most people don't, though. That's why it works.
But, here's the crazy part. If people if those content providers did say, yes, I'm doing this, which they have in the past and it hasn't worked, but would it work now? Have people changed enough to accept the advertising or accept the meaning behind it or accept that?
I don't think they like it, but I think they accept it. I mean, especially if they like the content. You can't like the content and not like how they're generating revenue. It's just it doesn't work. The only way that works is if you're a communist. So I guess if you're a communist, it's okay. But most people in this country aren't communists. So
right.
Most people around the world aren't communists, for that matter.
Right. We have a couple of guests in here. I don't know if either of them can talk.
Yes. Oh, there's Kim. I see Kim. Sorry, I'm at an angle now, so I'm working on my third set here, and of the night, and so I can't really see this. Kim, I don't know if you caught the announcement. I shared it in the live the video thread. You may have also gotten the email of the Hangouts on Air announcement, the updates.
Which one? The ones from yesterday?
No, today. They've just enabled a whole flurry of new.
Oh yeah, I got word earlier from Natalie and Catherine.
Oh, cool.
Hi, Kim.
Do I know you?
I don't know. Do you know me?
Hi, Creighton.
Yeah.
He's probably, I don't know what percentage, but more than 50% responsible for a lot of what goes on at Nomi's. In Nomi's.
What's that?
I don't think it's all that much in Nomi's, really.
It takes a team.
Yes. There is a team behind the Nomi's.
And Creighton has been very helpful, yes.
Let's see. Where did...
Although I'm still waiting to hear back from whether his parents are going to let him help me do more this summer.
Well...
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't they?
It's a long conversation, but basically, like, the gist of the issue is that they want me to get a, quote, real job, as in, like, working in, like, a store.
They do realize that real jobs are going away, right? The CEO of Best Buy left today. Like, a real job? Really? Like, that's what the link I would send them is that one. Like, the Best Buy CEO is leaving and they're closing down how many stores? This is the kind of job you want me to get?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, everything's going on the internet, and I hope, this is what I hope that there will be some type of system implemented, either by Google or YouTube, whatever, where you contribute to the conversation, you receive something for that, for helping the other person out, and if they do that, they receive something like that. Whether it's product or money, I don't think it would ever be money, but definitely product. I see product.
But isn't that just paying people?
That's what I see happening with Empire Avenue in the future.
I don't know if you can do it now, Chris, but Roberto just joined Nomi's. I don't know if you could add him to the Nomi circle so we could join.
Really? He just joined?
Yeah.
Hang on. This is unprecedented. Hang on. This is how Stacy joined, Kim. I don't know if you knew that. Stacy.
Yeah, I remember that.
He joined Nomi's when we were doing a hangout. I said, "What is this? I have to get in." Hang on, Roberto Hoyos. Oop, I spelled his name wrong. But it found him. Is there only one? Roberto.
There should. Or is he already in?
Yeah, it's him. Throw boys. Okay, I've added him to the Nomi circle, so he should see it.
Right.
Tell him to refresh.
And in the next Nomi circle share, Roberto will get a whole bunch of new... How many new followers have you gotten, guys, from just being a part of the Nomi circle?
A lot.
I think when it was shared the last time, I'd have to look back because I have it in a special filter. I think it was about 104.
Yeah, I got a little over 100 as well from the last share. Overall, though, I think I've gotten maybe 500 or 600.
I haven't gotten...
Pretty decent. 500 or 600 is pretty decent.
I haven't gotten that much, but I also get added elsewhere, so it's hard to tell where
it's hard to track.
The ads are coming from.
Yeah.
Unless I go and look at them.
that I know of, it can't hurt.
Doesn't matter where they come from, at least they're following you.
You know what I find interesting about Google Plus is, and maybe it's just with me, but if I'm inactive, it seems like I get more followers. And that seems weird. If I'm active, or maybe just stating my opinion, I might lose followers. That's
Well, then stop stating your opinion.
Excuse me.
Stop stating your opinion.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
that
call
defeat
myself
the purpose?
circles.
Oh, I just couldn't resist.
Okay, now.
Robert and I, we've been knowing each other since the, oh gosh, early days.
Early days. We're talking July.
July.
August.
July, yeah, somewhere in there. We used to be, we were among the first ones on here that hung out 24/7.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to go to sleep.
See, I did.
And then I met Amanda, and she hangs out, well, she used to. I don't know if she hangs out that much anymore, but she used to hang out constantly.
I think she's always on. I've seen her hanging out. So I think she's still doing it quite actively. And I met Amanda on Empire Avenue. And Kim, I guess, too.
Yeah, that's where I met Chris over there. Actually, Amanda gave me the beta link to get in to Google Plus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's Tony Stark. Sorry, guys. Tony Stark.
That's Tony Stark's. Oh, cute!
It's Iron Man.
That looks like
Oh my gosh!
It's no Iron Man. In fact, you can take off his mask. It flips up.
Oh, get out of here!
That kind of
Have
looks
you
like
guys talked about the Avengers?
Is it? I've got tickets. Is it? When's it out? Is it out?
I don't know.
I know it's coming out soon, but I don't track.
I've seen commercials
You mean the new movie with him?
Yeah, the
with
Avengers.
everybody.
Right. The Avengers?
May
or
4
something? What's it called?
in movie theaters. May 4.
Yeah, I don't have it yet, or I haven't picked up tickets yet. I know a few people have. I'll see it. I'll definitely see it.
Okay, I just saw Thor.
Thor was
And,
pretty good.
Yeah, Thor was pretty good. I watched it a couple times. I think it's going to be interesting how they bring all of them together. I knew something was up when the brothers showed up on the Earth. Has everyone seen Thor before I start talking about it?
I have not.
I haven't seen it, but it's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
All right. I'm not going to watch it anyway, so go ahead.
Why?
Oh.
Here's
I'll watch it
Hawkeye.
later.
Sorry, Hawkeye. Here's Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Hawkeye right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Looking good.
Hawkeye
Looking
was-
good as a Lego guy there. He's all got his bow and arrow or crossbow there.
Yeah, he was in Thor.
And then the last minifig here is, looks like the last one's Loki. Yeah.
Ugh. I need to read up on Loki and his person and the type of person he was in mythology.
I think Loki was a trickster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
In mythology.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
And, wow, dude. This guy's pretty badass. Wow. He's got a staff and a dagger. Ish. If I can get the dagger in, or if I can get the staff in. But I don't want to poke him, might give him a staph infection.
So, Chris, I have a question about apps. Can I ask you?
About what?
Apps. Google Plus apps.
Oh, yeah. As much as I know about him.
Well, this is not any kind of rumor. This is just me thinking about the future. So I'm fairly good at anticipating what's going to happen. I see apps actually being both free and they'll have paid apps. Do you see that?
Yep. Absolutely see it.
Do you think it would be smart to maybe go to one of these companies that I know and probe them on creating one, or Well, only because it's their technology and nobody else can license it. Except them.
If you think, I mean, if you got access to enough of the API that they can make an informed decision in terms of what we were talking about earlier, I think it would certainly be worth your time. I don't think Google would necessarily turn that down. I mean, let me put it this way: there are paid apps in the Chrome, or I guess the what do they call it? The Google Chrome Marketplace.
Chrome Store. It's a web store.
Yeah, thank you.
Chrome Store has paid apps now? Really?
I thought it did.
Have to double
Maybe
check
I'm
that.
mistaken. God, maybe I could be wrong. I swear to God, I saw an app in there that wasn't free.
If they don't,
Like
they
I said,
will one day.
I could be completely mistaken. Let me see if where the hell is that? Oh, I see.
Because if there is, well, obviously Google is going to take a piece of that, just like they, do from Google Music. So, but it is an opportunity to get some higher-end apps in the store that would be very worthwhile for broadcasting.
See if there is a paid app in Chrome, or in the Chrome store. And if there is, I would say that opportunity may be worth exploring. If there isn't,
No.
I'd probably say hold off because there's no telling whether Google will turn that on.
I'm sure they will now that we're talking about it. If they haven't thought of it already.
They should, no doubt. Here's Loki. Sorry, didn't. Where's Loki?
Loki with his horns. Yep.
Loki. It's a nice little helmet there. It's more of a rubber than a hard plastic, but it'll work. It's a little top heavy too.
So, could somebody with less than 60 tabs open in Google Chrome look at that?
Look at what?
If there's any paid apps in the.
Why do you have 60 open?
Because I'm crazy.
Dude, bookmark. Bookmark. That's what it's called.
I have now assembled 3 Lego sets tonight.
Yay! Okay, let me see all of them.
In a single live hangout, and I showed them all off. Oh, did I hold this one closer? I can't remember if I held this one.
Ooh. Nice.
This came from the 3rd set. The doors even swing open. I'm not putting on the decals though. That one came from Loki's Cosmic Cube Escape with Hawkeye there in the looks like the Jeep. Iron Man flying in. Just put that one together. The second one was a very quick build, Captain America. Is Captain America's avenging cycle there. And then the first one that I put together was Wolverine's Chopper Showdown with Wolverine, Magneto, and Deadpool.
Oh, I want to see.
Hang on.
I'm sorry, I'm an X-Men.
Here's the Chopper.
Ooh.
Get to the Chopper!
That's from Wolverine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Wolverine set. And then, let's see if I got all the minifigs. This is from Captain America's set. Rather unique pieces in here.
Interesting.
Which is nice for people who like collecting bricks. But I showed Iron Man, Hawkeye, Loki. Here's one of the characters that came with, and I don't know what character this is really, that came with the Captain America one. Right there. Rather unique.
That's a character from Captain America?
Apparently it was a Captain America.
Which one was it?
It doesn't it doesn't say who it is or who they are in the special comics or anything. Although funny, it does list the Avengers sets already. And then that guy is another enemy. Looks like Captain America here. You may have missed him, Kim. Captain America.
Oh, Captain America.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Captain
I never
America.
even heard of him until the movie.
And then, really? Oh my God, I knew about him. And then Wolverine.
Oh my goodness.
Adamantium. Yeah, dude, Wolverine's he's pretty badass. People only dreamed of having Wolverine. Now he's available.
And he was in X-Men First Class.
Yeah. And
That's
Magneto.
who?
Actually,
Magneto?
Wolverine Origins was pretty nice. I enjoyed that movie.
Yep.
Magneto.
Why does Magneto have a red and purple cape? I thought he was kind of, I don't know, black.
Magneto?
Yeah.
Magneto, no, he's purple at the end.
I guess it just depends on which series you picked up on.
So are these sponsored by anybody or just?
No, they're just. I mean, I have that still have that coupon from. I should probably mention them, even though I got these myself.
Bull market.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I've got the sticker anymore. I had the bull market. Oh, there we go. Hang on. I did this little post-it note last year. Even though I did not buy these from Bull Market Toys, I could have. Bull Market Toys.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. 10% coupon for everything with free shipping and handling with orders over $25. Chris 10E. There, he should be happy with that. Because I'm in a Bull Market Toys for enabling me to get these because
hey Chris.
I got the other ones. Yes.
The answer is yes. They do.
What? There are paid apps?
Yes, and I'll be taking advantage of that with several different companies that I'm in contact with.
Interesting.
So that will make your lives, hopefully, and everybody's lives better, because if I can get professional audio applications into the App Store, even
I don't think
I'd
buy a browser extension.
Me neither.
I would. No, I would if a browser extension. What we're talking about is something that can improve quality. And if we're talking about something that can improve quality dramatically, I'd absolutely buy into that.
It's a RAM hog.
Right. I mean, even if they were for, like, let's say $2.
What type of features are you talking about?
Let me put it this way. I can't even use Google Chrome in a Hangout because Google's software sucks. Their video software sucks. I'm using Safari right now.
Wow.
I'm using Chrome and look at my quality.
It crashes. It's so unstable.
Oh,
Darren Rouse. Darren Rouse he was in the. Is that new interface open to everybody? I don't see the option to enable public when I start the Hangout. Hey, Darren. I don't know if Darren was watching. Pro Blogger.
Yeah, Darren was. Yeah.
He was for at least a minute.
Because he was asking about the Hangouts on Air.
Oh, yeah.
I read his book. It was good.
The only thing that'd be a challenge for them, because they make higher-end stuff, is taking a $200 plugin and turning it into something that would be profitable for them. See, the only thing I could think of, it would be a way for them to maybe get more business and get people to look at them more. I don't know.
True.
Something.
Because
Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were saying something. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
No, Diana came here. She painted her fingernails and then she disappeared. She left some fingernail polish though.
Are you telling us you're gonna polish your nails?
No, don't.
No, wasn't that at 1,000 nomies? Wasn't I going to do that? I don't remember what it was.
When's the dress? 5,000?
That's a ways away. We're still working on 500 here. We're at about a little over 400. 450, close to it.
Wow. So I don't know if anybody else. Do you guys see broadcasting services as like actual people in here, and there's 2 of them?
What now?
Inside of the Hangout, I see 2 broadcasting services, like they're actually in the Hangout.
Yep, I see that.
Wait, where do you see that? I don't see that.
I see it to the left of you. I see broadcasting services.
Oh, they have invisible icon or thumbnails.
And there's 2 of them.
Yeah, I didn't. I noticed that as well. I noticed it in the beginning. So apparently that's their way of making it happen. I think one of them is a broadcasting service to Google Plus, and the other one's a broadcasting service to.
Well,
they'd likely disappear.
Then does that take up 2 of your 9 spots then?
I don't know.
That's interesting. We should test that.
Because we've had different people like Orion and Michael and Robert and everybody join, James as well, over the course.
Yeah. I don't think we ever got more than like 6 or 7 in here, so I'm not sure.
I've had a few, but not like obviously during the new Google Hangout broadcast thing.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
So I did the claim on this. What'll be interesting to see is if the ad actually runs in the embed on Google Plus versus the actual video as it lives on YouTube.
What do you mean? Say that again.
You can enable ads on live products now.
Yep.
Oh, so you're wondering if you can do that with the streaming live Google Plus? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. Yeah, see, it's funny. Like 27 dislikes. Usually the dislikes because they can't join the Hangout, so they're crying.
You know, I finally got live streaming on YouTube yesterday.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Oh, you should have seen me. I found out by accident, and and it was like, oh, so I got some of my friends in, and we tested for about a couple hours where you can embed it and how you can use it, and it was a lot of fun.
I have been wanting to get YouTube Live forever. Lucky dog.
You know, it's funny. All partners at one point, or a lot of them, had it. Then, when they weren't using it, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn.
Interesting.
YouTube took it away.
Wow.
I never had it. They never gave it to me.
I didn't think I had it, and then I looked one day. I'm like, hey, I can go live on YouTube.
You know,
I could use it if I had it.
It might be different now, but from what I heard, there was only like 30 people that had it after that happened.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a handful of people. I don't even know if it was 30. It was a handful.
15? I don't know. I thought Mike said 30 or something, or 20. It was a really low number.
Well, I'm using the damn thing every day.
I think you were one of them.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm sure it's changed now, but...
You know, what they're doing, though, with the live Google Plus broadcast Hangouts is they pretty much, that is YouTube Live.
Right.
I mean, I'm broadcasting live simultaneously on...
Except you can get better quality with YouTube Live, though.
Yeah, well...
Oh, Robert, I gotta take a screenshot of your face in the... I did a still shot on the...
What happened?
Hang on, it's hilarious, Robert, dude. Hang on. I gotta email this to you. It's hilarious.
All
right. I've got an extension on Google Chrome here. Hang on. Actually, I can do this. Screen share.
Yeah, do you have the capture moment one?
Hang on. So now I'm screen sharing the screen.
Oh!
What am I doing? It's like...
What were you doing, Robert? That was a classic look. Haven't seen that one in a while.
The room is totally lopsided from the way it should be. That is not the right orientation for my room.
You look great. You look happy. So anyway, I'm gonna wind down. I did everything that I wanted to do.
I gotta wind back up because I
assemble some sets, get some minifigs out there, figure out what I need to title the video here. Live Lego broadcast unboxing sets with Marvel superhero.
The only thing I don't think I have to get used to is the part where after you end the broadcast, within a few minutes it makes it live.
Really?
And,
isn't it?
It's live in your stream and on YouTube.
Oh yeah. They don't force it private anymore. They'll post it public as soon as it's done processing.
That's not a problem. Well, is that a problem?
If
well,
you
for some people,
edit. If you want to edit, yeah.
Because everything live to tape.
Yeah. Well, I usually like to make for the past 2 times that I've used Live Hangouts, I like to keep it private because I add in like a description and. I've been doing it for a podcast, so I add in the podcast link and like the information, and I tag it and I title it differently, and I'll usually do that before I make it live.
Yeah, I've got to go in and I've got to figure out what I'm, because I already have a video Lego superheroes.
Two. Put a 2 on there.
Someone's at the door. Yeah, 2.
I'm just wondering if you use YouTube Editor to.
I hate YouTube Editor. Sucks.
Well, I know, but I mean...
Yeah, I hate it too.
You can use it... Can't you use it and not have to re-upload?
Yeah. But it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
You can only, like, edit the end and the beginning, right?
Yeah, you can just trim. Which is usually what I do anyway. And that I think it's fine not to do it now because the way they've got the new Hangout broadcast is
you're not actually broadcasting or recording until you press the start broadcasting button, which is the way it should have been.
I love that.
And I even told him, I said, you need to make it that way.
I just got planked.
You got planked? Sorry about that.
So it was just like outside of my door planking.
That's great. That's what they're doing in college instead of drinking these days. They're planking.
Sure.
That's
okay.
Hey, for anybody who's watching the live YouTube video, let's go over here. Either the live YouTube video or the live Google Plus Hangout. Let me post a link to where it's simulcasting on Google Plus. Or I'm sorry, on YouTube. Okay, I'm posting the YouTube link on the Google Plus thread. And if you click it, go over there and press the like button, and I would appreciate it because we had 27 losers at some point during this broadcast come in and whine.
You know what? Have you tried the right-clicking on the video on YouTube and on G Plus to see all the shortcuts you can do?
Wait, now what?
If you right-click the video on YouTube, you can pop it out, copy, embed HTML. You can download and all that. Or when you're on Google Plus, you can get the URL for the. You haven't done the right-clicking, have you?
What's right-clicking?
Okay, so
go to the video.
Mac, remember?
Go to the video on YouTube or G Plus and right-click on Live.
If there's
in the lower left.
That's what I haven't done.
And it gives you all the different options you can do.
Oh, you right-click Live?
And it gives you all the different options.
But here's the question: if that's true, does Google allow you to embed in other sites?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have not watched my video, have you?
I've seen those features. And I've seen those before.
Gracious.
You can right-click anything. You can right-click anywhere, like take speed test, copy video URL, yada yada yada.
If you use the HTML5 player, there's and you right-click on it, you can say download, but instead of downloading, it takes you to a Rickroll video.
That's funny.
You use the HTML5.
They don't like that. Anthony Gibby says, mission like YouTube. Complete! See, I posted the link to, it says Lego Superheroes, which is the link on YouTube. Because it's the same video being broadcast to YouTube. That's fantastic.
Where'd you post the link at?
In the comment thread on
and it will play. The link will, if you post it on Twitter, the video will play on Twitter, the live video. But if you post it on LinkedIn and Facebook, it will send them to your YouTube channel.
They also fixed, at least when you press the share on Google Plus, they fixed the Google Plus button now, so it's square.
Wait, what?
If you click share on a YouTube video, the Google Plus is now square instead of being that like tiny +1 button.
It's square?
Yeah, to fit in with the Facebook and Twitter buttons.
Oh, if you like if you like the video on. Yeah. No, it's still rectangle for me.
Oh, click share. It's under share.
I did. Oh, so they changed it. No, that's still It's.
What? You sure?
Yeah. Creighton. Yeah. Who are you talking to?
Do I need to show you? Let me show you.
Yes, you need to screen share it. Show me.
Right there. You see it now?
See, yeah, that's bigger there. I don't have that.
Where?
I'm still waiting for the damn dislike button to disappear. That can't happen soon enough. I tell you what, I will be dancing in the streets with no underwear on when they get rid of the dislike button.
I can just disable it.
Kind of scary.
That'll fix it.
Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I know. I will not record that experience. It'll just be for me and Diana and the dogs and my neighbors and the cops to know.
Oh, people are completing the mission to like the video on YouTube.
So I just subscribed now. It says, how do you manage to make live videos on YouTube? Well, I got vetted, and then they just enabled the broadcasting conduit for YouTube today, apparently. Kidding me? This is live? No, this is live. It's not. We're not kidding. What's the name of that Spotlight app for Mac? Oh, the one we were talking about. I think it was Huda Spot earlier. That was way earlier, dude.
I also like Alfred. Alfred's pretty good.
Yeah, Alfred works well, but I don't really use Alfred as a search tool as much as I do like launching a web browser or something.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead, wrap this up. Y'all have been fun. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because I'm ending the podcast. This impromptu Nomies Hangout sponsored by whatever the heck I was drinking tonight. I have no idea what it was. Something red and delicious. Usually what Diana says, shut up and drink it. Oh, good. What was it? Strychnine.
Don't ask questions.
You asked too many questions. I do ask too many questions. So now I'm going to clean my desk of these Lego. Oh, actually, before I forget, probably should have showed these off earlier because I got these. These are. This is Aunt May from Spider-Man. This is an original from the original Spider-Man. I mean, I don't think they've released a new Spider-Man yet, but this is part of the classic series. I got them on eBay. What was? I keep forgetting her name. Spider-Man's girlfriend?
Lois Lane?
No, that was Superman.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane, thank you. How did I forget
They
that?
rhyme. They
That's
rhyme.
Right. I don't smoke weed. That's why I forgot it. A henchman. I got these on eBay for like $18 with the Spider-Man copter. Henchman, and then I don't think I showed these. Maybe I did. I did show them off earlier. I guess I did. Spider-Man. Normally you can only get a Spider-Man minifig alone for like $25-$35. I got this entire collection, including a chopper, for like $18 after like $11 eBay points,
That's
and
not
then
bad.
buying now from some random guy who was selling it. I'm like, oh my god, I snapped it up right away. So now I finally have a Spider-Man minifig, at least the original, because I don't know if they're going to be releasing another one in the new superheroes series. But
There's someone in the stream said that they haven't been added to the latest Nomi circle.
who?
And they're Nomi. Harold Martin.
Oh, Harold. I didn't know Harold was doing that. Hang on. Let me hit refresh.
He just
Orion.
posted.
I can add Harold. That's easy. Usually you're not added. Harold's now added. The reason you're not added to a Nomi circle is because we didn't have your Google Plus profile in your Nomi's profile when we went to look. And that's why. So now that I've added you, I'm going to quit the broadcast because I don't think anybody is watching at this point. I would be
What'd you say?
Although according to YouTube, we had about, I don't know how many people we had at peak, but it's a little lower now. So thank you for the likes, everybody. Really, really appreciate every bit of those likes that you guys are passing along. Believe me, it matters, especially with the trolls coming in and disliking. And yes, I consider anybody who dislikes a troll. Period. I'm going to go ahead and close her out, and we'll see you later.
Bye, Chris. Good talking to you.
Ciao.
You too.